Alright, what's going on, boys? In this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys, a lot of you guys been commenting on my videos saying, yo, what do you do to get to Division 22? How do you get to division or high divisions so easily in UFC 4? So I'm gonna be showing you guys a couple of moves that I utilize when I'm playing ranked that helps me win the fights pretty easily. So the first move that I always utilize when I'm running at the, when I'm playing UFC 4 is the running, right? So when I run at the opponents, like this, so how you run is the first move, obviously, is you flick towards your opponent 2 times, like so, and then you just run at the opponent. What the running does is, a lot of people say that the running in this game is pointless. Well, like, why would you need to be running at the opponents? What it does is, essentially, if you're distance away from your opponent, it's going to fluster them. It's going to make them panic when you're running at the opponent. So I always like to use this move. Run at the opponent, it backs them up, and it opens up a lot of targets. So I like to use that move a lot when I'm playing ranked, and when I'm playing against really high skilled opponents, I always like to use that move. Number 2, the second move I always like to use when I'm playing UFC 4. A lot of players, the mistake that they make when they play UFC, or they're playing against, ranked opponents, and they find themselves losing a lot, is all they do is they just go to the head. They just headhunt the whole fight. They just jab, hook, then they go to the head for the whole fight. They don't go to the body. They don't utilize any leg kicks. So the second move that I always tell people to use in online is going to the leg all the time, going to the legs. Use the leg kicks a lot, because what the leg kicks do essentially is they open up head targets. So yeah, that's why I like to use them. So using leg kicks is really important, because if you're going to get really close to your opponent the whole fight, which a lot of people make that mistake of doing, is what that does is you guys are going to get a lot of punches, to the head, and you're going to get knocked out in the first round, right? So managing distance is super important when you're playing ranked, so you don't get hit. So what I like to do when I'm managing distance, when I can't just palm out my jab with, Justin Gaethje, and why I'm using, Gaethje for this video is because Gaethje has a lot of moves in his arsenal that help you, reach that high level in ranks when you're playing. So when I'm managing distance with Justin Gaethje, what I always like to do is just throw out the leg kick, leg kicks. And it doesn't have to be the outside leg kicks. You can do inside leg kicks, but that is the weapon you want to utilize when you are distance from your opponent. So if your opponent's this far by the cage, using leg kicks is going to help. And obviously, the main reason why you're using all these moves when you're getting close to your opponent is obviously you want to open up the head, right? So leg kicks, he's going to go guard his legs, and then you're going to have open season on his head. You can obviously jab, hook, uppercut to get him down, and it's going to open up the head pretty easily. So number 1 was, so far what we've talked about, number 1 was the running, when you're running at the opponent, like so. And the second move is what we've talked about, leg kicks. Leg kicks are super important. The third move that I always use in UFC 4 online to help me, get to those higher ranks is body shots. Body shots are super, super important. Obviously, your opponent, you're going to have to get real close to hit them with the body, but I'm going to be showing you guys different ways you can tackle the body, not just with body punches, like, body straights, body uppercuts, body jab. You can obviously palm out, you can throw out your leg kicks to the body like so. So you can throw out leg kicks to the body, body uppercuts, body hooks. But my point here obviously is going to the body, but using the best tools like body uppercuts. Instead of body straights, which is a little bit of a slower animation, using body uppercuts to, you know, to get the opponent is going to be way more effective, and it's going to be, you know, way more easier to open up, you know, the head and all this stuff, because your opponent is going to be guarding the body after you're, you know, going to the body a lot. So using that tool is very important. Now I'm gonna demonstrate it here. So that's a body, you know, body jab, body straight, body uppercuts, body hooks, and obviously you can use, kick to the body is very important. So these are like the 4 things that I always use when I'm playing UFC online. And you know, these things, guys, if you guys use these things, you know, in UFC 4, what I'm telling you in this video, you guys are going to get from Division 4 guaranteed to Division 22 easily, without a doubt, if you utilize, you know, these techniques. Because the common mistake that a lot of players do when they play this game is, you know, all they do is just head punches. They don't go to the body. They don't utilize the full mixed martial arts aspect, right? Like, you know, takedowns and wrestling and all this stuff. So all they do is just think it's boxing. They just go to the head, hit the head, box, and they think they're going to win the fight that way. That is going to help you win the fight in lower divisions, but the thing about that is you're going to stay at those divisions. You're not going to progress forward. These are the moves, what I'm teaching you in this video, are the moves that are going to help you progress forward and get to really high divisions, because you're using the full tools of MMA. You know, going to the body, the most important, leg kicks, you know, in the clinch. Oh yeah, and that brings me to my next move, which is the final move in this video, that is going to help you get from Division 4 to Division 22. So the clinch, obviously you guys know that's the most important, one of the most important tools in UFC 4. So the clinch, what is it going to help you do? So when you're in the clinch, obviously you're throwing strikes, you know, you're throwing knees, or it could be knees to the head or knees to the body. Obviously, you know, you got to be throwing, you know, strikes to the head when you're in the clinch, right? So the best, obviously, what I like to do in this scenario is the move that, it's a very basic move, but it's the move that is going to help you so much. So when you're in the clinch, right, you're holding R1 and triangle, or RB, you know, RB and Y for Xbox, but, you know, R1 and triangle for PlayStation is, so you're getting in the clinch, right? You're in the clinch, and obviously when you're in the clinch, you know, throwing strikes, throwing knees to the body, knees to the head. And so when you're in this clinch, what you want to do, the move that I always, you know, that I utilize is press circle. So pressing circle, so in the clinch, or no, not circle. When you're in this stance, like the orthodox stance, you press, here, I don't know why it's not showing it. So when you're holding R1 and you're in the clinch, press, oh yeah, there you go. So what that move is going to do is it's going to get him to go to the ground, but with one transition. So it only uses one transition instead of you having to go for, you know, take down your opponent and then getting, you know, denied takedown or whatever. This is just one transition, and it's just very simple. All he does is you get in the clinch, hold the leg, and then boom, he's on the ground. So let me demonstrate that again. So in the clinch, boom, R1 triangle, and then X. Press X once, grabs the leg, and he's on the ground. So what you can do from there is when you're in the clinch and then he's on the ground, you grab the leg for the sweep. Okay, so let me get him down again. So what you can do in this scenario is you can jump on him right away when you're in actual fights. You have 2 options. You can drop on him right away, or you can just go into stack guard, and if you're if your fighter, I don't think Justin Gaethje has this, but if your fighter has leg locks as a submission, you can use a leg lock to get a submission and get him with that, or you can just ground and pound, which is the most popular thing that people do, right? So it's a very, very useful move, and if you want to get fights done in a quick way, this move is your bread and butter, right? So yeah, get in the clinch, grab the leg, boom, he's down right away, and then ground and pound. So that is just some moves you guys can use. If you guys want a part 2 to this, please make sure to leave in the comments down below. But these are the moves that are going to help you get from Division 4, with a low division, to the highest division, which is Division 22. Leave a like if you guys like this video, and if it was useful, drop a comment saying it was a very useful video. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.